Hi, I'm Laurie and welcome to your prenatal and postnatal yoga flow. What you're going to need today is a mat and possibly a yoga block. So I always recommend having a yoga block handy just to create more space for yourself. It may just feel better. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, think of something around the house of similar dimensions, a book, just anything that you could put a little bit of weight on and to give yourself that extra space that you may need today. So we're going to begin in a child's pose. Now you can have the legs parallel to one another, or if you're feeling really tense in the low back, might I suggest bringing the knees wide and toes together. Pick whichever variation you would like. We're going to start to walk the hands forward. Now the glutes have rised off the heels, that's okay. Walk forward. And then as we exhale, gently send the hips back to the heels, opening up the chest, and then letting the head rest nice and heavy. On your next inhale, I want you to think about filling up the entire rib cage, front, back, and side. So as we inhale, we take that big 360 expansive breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to feel it come in as well. Now let's warm up the TVA. And I'm going to give different cues for prenatal and postnatal. So everyone's keeping that big diaphragmatic inhale. And then as we exhale for prenatal clients, what I want you to do is just give that baby a gentle hug up and in. It's very gentle. I'm talking 50% on a scale of 1 to 100. It's very gentle. We just need to activate the deepest, most inner core muscle so we're not applying pressure to the linea alba, that tissue that may widen or it will widen at some point throughout your pregnancy journey. Now for postnatal clients, we're still taking that big deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we may be able to go a little bit farther. So for my postnatal clients, really engage the pelvic floor and feel your deep belly button draw up and in. Depending how far along you are postnatal, I really want you to focus on that. Again, if you see any tenting or coning ever, we need to stop immediately. We need to work on engaging the deepest, most innermost layer of your core before going on to anything else. So as we kind of continue that breath, continue that activation, very gentle to start, we're going to start with an intention today. And that is to let it be, to let it go, let it be, and to give yourself this time, not only for you, but for our little ones, for our family, for other people that need us. We need to take care of ourselves as well in order to give the care back. So forget about what you have to do after this. Forget about the list, all the stuff. Give this time to yourself so we can give back later. And on your next inhale, frame the head with both hands. Give yourself a gentle push off. Take this right hand, thread it underneath the left, walking the right hand out, and then just let that ear rest gently. Now we may be right here. We may not be able to put our ear down, but if you can, start to sink it. We're not really twisting from the abdominals, so we're just opening up the right shoulder. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, press off. Place the hands right in front of you. Let's go to the other side. Left hand threads underneath the right, and then slowly just release the ear down. The ear can be right here as well. Only go to a point to where you feel comfortable. Again, not twisting from the belly, just opening up this left shoulder. You may also feel some tension release in the lower back as well. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, come out of it. Let's come into that tabletop position. Inhale, heart reaches forward, tailbone curls up. We're not dropping the belly here. So just think about opening up the chest. Very gentle opener. Then as we exhale, we can round that spine, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, think about just opening up the chest, looking up. And exhale, bringing it down. Cross at the ankles and walk it on back. Left foot is going to come forward. Right foot comes into the left inner thigh. very gently turn your chest to me. As we inhale, we're going to reach this right arm up and over, really drawing the right shoulder blade back and then sinking it down. So we're feeling a nice side body stretch. We may feel it in the hips as well. One deep inhale here. As we exhale, cartwheel this right hand until it's to your right side. Press off through the right hand, reach the hips up, and then inhale, left arm up. Side body stretch, reach the left arm over the ears, opening up the entire left side body. All right, let's repeat that. One breath, one movement at your own pace. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, sink. Inhale, move. Exhale, stretch and lengthen. Inhale, release, up and over. Exhale, feel the nice release. Again, inhale, cartwheel, reach the left hand overhead. Exhale, enjoy this nice release. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, let's just bring the left foot and the left arm back on towards the mat. And if we got away from our mat, let's come back on. Another round of cat-cow. So inhale, open up the chest. Try not to drop the belly here. As we exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, tucking the pelvis under slightly, just massaging the spine. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, rounding it in. Gentle cat-cow once more. And exhale, release. Let's cross at the ankles, walk it on back. This time, right foot goes forward, dorsiflex at the ankle. Gentle, open up the chest towards me. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Let's open up the left shoulder blade and then side bend up and over a little deeper. Really feeling along the sides of the body, that side of the low back. Let's take it to that other position, side body stretch. So cartwheel this left hand until we can press off, lifting at the hips, extending the right arm long. Inhale. As we exhale, reach it across towards the left side of the room, opening up the right side body. Let's repeat that. One breath, one movement. As we inhale, we go down. Exhale, release. Inhale to move. Exhale to feel. Again, inhale down, reach it up and over. Exhale, feel. Inhale to move. Exhale to feel. Draw that right shoulder blade back. One more time. Inhale, up and reach. Exhale, hold. Inhale, cartwheel. Exhale, up and reach, hold. Bring the right arm down. Just wiggle that right knee until we're back into that nice tabletop position. Inhale, open up the chest. Tailbone curl slightly up, look up. As we exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Last time, inhale. Exhale, round. Bring it back to that neutral tabletop position. Inhale, fill up the entire rib cage. As we exhale, activate the TVA by drawing up and in. Very gentle here. Keep the activation. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, and then release the heels towards the mat, keeping a nice bend in the knees. Let's start to pedal out the heels left and right. Coming into our first down dog of the day, just start to walk out your dog. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, release. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, release. Continue that one breath up. Exhaling down. Other side. Our calf should be feeling really good right about now. Both heels reach towards the ground. Really drive the chest towards the quads to open up the upper back as well. Shift the weight into the right toe and take the left foot off and over to the right side of the mat. Start to straighten out the left leg, really feeling that stretch along the back of the left calf muscle. And this right knee is just hanging out. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, come back to that down dog, both heels reach. Let's shift the weight into the left foot. Right foot goes off and over to the left. Start to straighten out the right leg, and that left knee starts to bend. Bring both feet together and pedal out one more time, right and left. This time, inhale, draw the chest towards the quads, and then as we exhale, just feel the release take over the entire body. Inhale, look up at the hands, bend the knees, walk the feet forward. Take as many steps as you need to. Inhale to a flat back. And then as we exhale, see if you can let that head hang a little bit deeper. Make some yeses with the head, make some no's with the head, and then grab opposite elbow, opposite hand, and gentle sway side to side for ragdoll pose. Slowing the breath down. Letting go of any tension you may feel, all the way from the sacrum to the top of the head. Bring all swaying to a complete stop. Bend the knees so much so that you can at least bring the fingertips to the mat. We're going to walk the right leg back, release the right knee, and then just wiggle this left knee until it meets the right. Now, right now we're in a tabletop position. Keep the core activated. Keep the big breath throughout the rib cage. Exhale, draw it up and in, very gentle. Now you can stay right here in this tabletop position, but if you would like, start to walk the hands forward until we're in a shortened or modified plank. Now we're not going to be applying any pressure to the abdominal region for this one. So as we inhale, think about drawing the top of the head forward. Exhale, deep belly button draws up and in, and then we lower down. One push up, bring it up, curl the toes, keep that core engagement, and then lift the knees. We're coming up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels, right and left. We're going to repeat that half version of a sun salutation. So take whatever modifications you need. Maybe you're just hanging out in that tabletop doing a cat-cow. It is up to you. Now, just be mindful of your belly. We need to make sure, especially when we're in the shortened version of that plank, that we are activating your TVA in your prenatal and postnatal journey, especially your postnatal journey. We do not want to apply any unwanted pressure on that tissue if you are newly postpartum. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, look up at the hands, just tippy toe towards the hands. Inhale, flat back. As we exhale, see if you can release a little bit more. Grab opposite elbow, opposite hand, gentle sway side to side, yeses and nos with the head, releasing any tension in the traps and in the neck. Bring all swaying to a complete stop. Bend the knees so much so that we can bring the hands to the mat. Walk the right leg back, release the knee. Bring the left knee to meet the right. You can stay in this tabletop position or we can walk it out. Keep the TVA activated. Inhale, reach the top of the head forward. Exhale, one, push up. Inhale, curl the toes. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time we're going to inhale, the left toes reach towards the sky. Open up the hip during this three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, reach the left heel towards the right glute, and then extend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend once more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Rotate the hips to square off the mat, and then just bring this left foot to the outside of the left hand. Release the right knee, right top of foot. We're coming into a crescent moon or just a lunge. So as we inhale, think of drawing the right hip forward, left hip back, and just start to sink. This time we're going to take it one step further. So inhale, right arm reaches up and over to the left side of the room. Exhale, release. Inhale, sink. Exhale, release. Inhale, sink. Exhale, release. Start to straighten that left leg, dorsiflex at the ankle, and then start to hinge forward. This is maybe where you want that block for some extra space. We should feel this right along the back of the left hamstring. So the more space we have, the more we're going to be able to hinge from the hips and keep a nice flat back. Again, if you don't have a block, that's okay. Just reach the top of the head forward, right hip back, left hip forward. Nice release along the back of that left hamstring. As we inhale, start to bend the left knee. Place the block off to the side or in front. Bring the hands to the inside of the left foot. Now let's start to open up the left knee to the left side of the room, feeling a nice release along the front of the left hip flexor. And if you'd like to make this more of a gentle pose, we can start to walk it forward onto the forearms, placing a block underneath the head as well. Try not to open up too much. We want to keep the hips fairly square, creating space in the left hip, letting go of any tension we may feel. If you had that block, go ahead and walk it forward, hands come back to the mat, bring the left sole of the foot back onto the mat, and then just scoot the right knee off until we can release the right knee off of the mat, release the right heel, and we're rising up into Warrior Two. Heels are aligned, but if you need to create more space for yourself, do it. We may be up here, so you may want to come in, and this may be our Warrior Two, and that is okay. What we want to look for is make sure that we have a lot of the weight into the left heel, and we're also not letting this left knee collapse. So think of opening this left knee or drawing it to the back of the room, and then we can start to bend. So instead of thinking of this as a super duper strength pose, think of it as releasing and opening. As we inhale, arms reach up overhead. As we exhale, sink, Warrior Two. Inhale up. Exhale, sink. Inhale up. Exhale, sink, Warrior Two. This time, inhale up. Let's switch sides. Right side, Warrior Two. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to sink. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to sink. Let's rotate forward. We're in a high crescent lunge. Before bringing the hand to the inside of the right foot, bring the left knee down to the ground and just meet the right knee right beside the left. Inhale for a 360 breath. As we exhale, engage the TVA before releasing the knees up and back. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels right and left. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, look up at the hands, walk forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, see if you can melt just a little bit more. Bend the knees so much so that you can walk the right leg back before releasing the knee. Left knee goes back to meet it. Inhale, 360 breath. You can walk it forward. As we exhale, optional gentle push-up before bringing it back into that downward facing dog. Again, pedal out the heels left and right. Inhale, right toes to the sky. As we exhale, stack the hips. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Square off the hips. We're bringing that knee in through before releasing the left knee, coming in to a crescent moon or low lunge. First, let's square off the hips and the right hip back, left hip forward, sink into it. Hands reach up. Inhale, release the right hip down, left hand goes up and over. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, start to straighten the right leg, dorsiflex at the ankle, and we're hinging forward. Again, if you need your block, grab it. If you're up next to a wall, use the wall as support as well. Same concept, right hip back, left hip forward, hinge, lengthen, and let go of any tension you may feel in that right hamstring. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, let's come back to that low lunge. Walk the right foot out, creating more space. Bring the hands to the inside or a block and start to just roll over onto the outer blade of the right foot, really opening up this right hip. Realign the hips. Inhale, long spine. As we exhale, you can stay right here, but if you would like, you may want to start to walk it down to the forearms. You can find a block to rest the head on, whatever feels good for you. And notice if this side feels any tighter than the other. If it does, start to send the breath to the hip. So inhale, keep the inhale the same as you exhale. Send it to the hip. Feel if you can release it a little bit more. On the next inhale, bring the sole of the foot back, hands go to the mat. Engage the TVA before releasing the left knee off of the mat. Release the left heel, cartwheel the arms. We're coming into that warrior two position. So again, we can be right here. We can have a very gentle bend in the right knee, but if you're feeling it, we can get pretty low. Weight heavy in the right heel, knee pressing back. So we're feeling a nice stretch along the groin area as well. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to strengthen. Twice more. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. This time, inhale up. We're going to exhale, take it to the other side. Flip the feet. Inhale up. Exhale, strengthen. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. This time, inhale up, heel toe the feet in once or twice. As we exhale, start to bring it back down into that chair. Shoulder blades kind of draw together, elbows reaching behind the rib cage, coming into our first goddess squat. We can be up here instead of down. We can shorten the range of motion. It is up to you. Inhale up, exhale to strengthen. Only go as low as you want today. Inhale up. Exhale, we can work on opening that chest as well. Once more, inhale up. This time as we exhale, hinge from the hips. Keep the legs straight, hinge, hinge, hinge. When you can hinge no more, let's let that head just melt. Again, give yourself some yeses and nos with the head releasing tension in the neck. Inhale, sway the upper body over to the right side. Exhale, melt, release tension along the right hamstring. On your next inhale, sway the upper body over to the left side. Exhale, feel a nice gentle stretch along the right hamstring. On your next inhale, sway it back to center. Find a block, or if you can, bring the fingertips to the mat. Heel toe the feet in once or maybe twice, and then start to sink the hips for Malasana. So if we're right here, hang out right here. If we can, we're going to release the sacrum, finding more space in the low back and in the hips, pressing gently against the inner thighs. Chest is lifting, and we're releasing pressure in the low back and hips. Now, if we need to, I'm going to show you an option. I wish I had someone here doing it with me, but our option, if we're super tight, bring it to a block and just work on opening up. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So inhale, gently press against the inner thighs. As we exhale, see if you can release the sacrum a little bit more. If you had that block, slowly release. We're turning, take a quarter turn to the left side of the mat. Release the right knee, right top of foot. We're bringing the left ankle behind the right hand, left knee behind the left hand, and coming into our pigeon. So you may want that block again to create more space. Right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, high pigeon. As we exhale, now you can stay right here, or you can start to walk it forward, bringing the forearms to the mat. You can even let the head rest on a block as well. So with every exhale, try to melt just a little bit deeper. Notice if your hips are feeling a little better by now. And if not, send the exhale to wherever you feel that tension. If you had a block, let's remove it off to the side. Come back to the hands. Now bring the right knee in once or twice. Bring the left knee beside the right. Inhale, 360 breath. Exhale to engage. Send those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. This time we're going to be able to reach maybe the heels a little closer to the mat. Pedal out the heels right and left. Inhale, high onto the feet. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, high onto the feet. Exhale, really drive the chest towards the quads, opening up the upper back once more. Inhale, up. Exhale to release. Look up at the hands. Let's release the knees, coming back into that tabletop position. Let's go to the other side. So just bring the left knee behind the left hand, left foot behind the right. Then let's walk. Just inch the right knee back, back, back until you find a good spot. Right hip forward, left hip back. Let's melt into that pigeon. Release the right top of foot. And as we exhale, maybe we're coming to the forearms. You can always hang out to where we just were. I'm just giving you different options, so never feel like you have to do something. During my pregnancy yoga journey, some days I would do it, and then other days it was like, nah, I'm going to come into child's pose. And guess what? That's my prerogative. Honor your body, honor how you are feeling, and just do what you can. Be proud. A few more deep breaths. On your next inhale, bring it back to the hands. And then as we exhale, just rotate until we can release the left hip down. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees kind of yearning towards the mat. It's almost coming into that butterfly stretch. So inhale, knees reach towards the mat, spine is long. As we exhale, gently pull the chest just a couple inches towards the earth. Repeat that inhale, growing the spine long. Exhale, gentle pull in. Once you find a good spot, then let's start to round through the spine, drawing the chin towards the chest, feeling the different sensations take place. And as we exhale, slowly come out of it. All right, let's bring it into our deepest stretch yet. Double both legs, hamstring stretch. So feet are going out in front. If we need to, we can bring it wider as well. It's up to you. Dorsiflex at the ankles. Inhale, arms reach up. As we exhale, hinge forward, flat back. Find whatever you can find. With every inhale, reach the top of the head towards the toes. With every exhale, gently pull the chest in. Repeat that. One breath, one move. Once you find a good spot, we can start to round the chin, drawing the head in, rounding the spine very gently, feeling the sensations take place in the low back. When you're ready, slowly rise out of it. Swing the legs off to the side, coming onto the left forearm or right, and just guide yourself to a side lying position. Make a C with the outside hand and place it to the outside of the rib cage. As we inhale, I want you to feel that C that we just made with the hands expand. And then as we exhale, feel it go down with it. So not only are you inhaling up, but you're also inhaling to the sides as well. Let's continue that breath. Start to let the eyes close and soften. Let's do a scan of the body from the top of the head to the throat, to the heart, down the arms to the fingertips, back to the heart, to the belly, down the legs and into the toes, and then back up again. If you feel tension anywhere, keep inhaling, filling up your hand in the rib cage, and as you exhale, try to let it go in the part of your body where you feel that tension. One more deep breath. And as we exhale, let this upper hand just fall wherever it feels comfortable. We're coming into your final resting pose, your Savasana. Feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. But when you're ready, start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bringing life back to the body. Keeping the eyes closed and soft, bring the outside hand right in front of you. Give yourself a gentle press up into a nice easy seat, whatever that is for you. Bring the hands to heart center. Take your deepest, most expansive inhale yet. And then as we exhale, try to match the count of the inhale with the exhale. Do that one more time. Make that breath 360. Keep the shoulders down. Exhale to match. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Laurie, and thank you. Namaste.